Thank you very much, my brother Sakaja, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, William RUTO, the Chairman of Kepsa, ladies and gentlemen. I stand here with a lot of nostalgia because when I see Manu Chandaria there and I see Michael on there, and I think I saw Samuel Mwale. I was just asking about you the other day. I'm glad I've seen you because I need you for something. So, thank you so much. 20 years ago, Mr. President, when I was Minister for Planning and National Development in the NAC government in the Republic of Kenya, NAC has just taken over after many years of struggle and frustration among Kenyans of a government that didn't care about the people. And it was, people were excited in this country. Citizens were arresting the police on the streets for taking bribes. And we were all very excited, and the President Mwai Kibaki, gave me the opportunity to serve this country as Minister for Planning and National Development. I could not believe the interest people showed in trying to get a blueprint for the future of this nation. I will not go into that's nostalgia, but what happens at Raila Lodge in Mombasa, when we all came together to discuss this future, is what gave birth to Kepsa. And in that regard, then Mr. Mwale, Mike Chege, and David D., who were part of my advisory team, and Manu Chandari and Mark Eldon, who stood for the private sector in discussing how we can work together. And I discussed with Manu over dinner one day, and I said, look, why doesn't the private sector come together rather than come to us as Kenya Association of Manufacturers, Kenya whatnot? Just come together one body, because we're one government, so that our discussion can become more efficient. The speech I'm going to give today, Your Excellency, is a summary on of this reminiscence that we have as we mark the 20th anniversary of Kepsa. Today, December 2024, Kepsa marks its 20th anniversary. Formed as a Kenyan umbrella organization to bring together local businesses and connect them across the globe, Kepsa has made great strides. Kepsa was formed in 2003 as part of institutional reforms under the National Rainbow Coalition NAC government, after Kenya had slid systematically into the abyss of underdevelopment and hopelessness in previous years. Premised on the development blueprint of economic recovery strategy for wealth and employment creation, Kepsa came into being to give a voice to the business community at the policy table. NAC recognized that this important constituency would be instrumental and responsible for the recovery by generating wealth to create jobs. By the way, as a parenthesis, civil society almost killed me for talking about creation of wealth and not talking about poverty reduction. So I said, you cannot reduce poverty if you don't create wealth. You cannot create employment if you don't create wealth. So the two are interdependent. So we must think of wealth creation before we think of poverty reduction or employment creation. Today, the vision of creating Kepsa is self-evident. In an economy that registered 7% growth from 2003 to 2007, from a negative 0.2%. This recovery also resulted in Kenya being able to rely entirely on its taxes to meet its recurrent expenditure needs without any appetite for debt. But what has Kepsa itself achieved? In commemorating this milestone, some of its achievements are the following. It has grown its membership to 64 business associations in Africa and 283 corporate members alongside a significant number of small businesses, constituting 90% of its membership that they have helped to innovate and grow. 2, effective public-private dialogues with the presidency, cabinet committees, ministries, judiciary, legislature, county governments, resulting in Kenya's rise from 136th in 2015 to 56th in 2020 in ease of doing business ranking. 3, thought leadership and insights to complex public policy issues through seminal papers, CEO surveys, PPD presentations, and national business agendas. 4, essential partner and instrumental implementer in Kenya's socio-economic development transformation from least developed country to lower middle-class income country status. 5, influential in the policy formulation and successful implementation of successive national government development strategies from 2003 to 2022, resulting in Africa's most successful public-private partnership for national development. 6, Kepsa's partner organizations are well placed to support business across dozens of sectors from every corner of Kenya, and the growth in membership is a statement to this. Kepsa's public-private dialogues, global networking, and establishment of the Kepsa Foundation are some of the notable programs that continue to support businesses in various sectors, from subsistence agriculture, SMEs, to AI, with practical advice and trustworthy connections. Their unique combination of local knowledge and global reach has meant that many SMEs are beginning to access international markets and grow their business further and faster. But how has Kepsa been helping businesses? With 90% of its membership being SMEs, these companies have benefited from personalized business advice that has helped them to enhance their international potential. Kepsa's thought leadership, tapping into the collective thinking of its membership, has been instrumental and influential in this regard. Secondly, a significant number of SMEs have made critical growth-oriented international business connections through Kepsa-led initiatives, such as inbound and outbound trade missions and brokerage events. Many of Kepsa members are experiencing vertical growth, that is, from SMEs to middle-sized and ultimately large companies, from tailored innovation support services and strategic partnerships locally, regionally, internationally. But Kepsa faces certain challenges. And these are insights I've gotten from business community in Kisumu. First, power quality. The community experiences frequent power outages that affect production. 2, infrastructure. Roads, Kisumu, Londiani Road project has stalled. North Airport, Sabuni roads are in bad state. Sugar Belt roads are not motorable. There is also the issue of insecurity that as a county government we are very concerned about, and we are working together with the national government through the county commissioner's office to deal with this issue. And further, tax and regulatory environment is unpredictable, affecting long-term planning. There is a need to simplify the local tax administration. These challenges from Kisumu are said to be experienced by the Kenyan business community, as they all relate to roles that are the responsibility of the national government. What is Kepsa's future? I will just speculate from the point of view of not being a member, but looking at what you do. Notwithstanding Kepsa's short existence, many companies have benefited from its support. Companies across Kenya and beyond find it a reliable partner with a proven track record in helping them achieve their growth ambitions. Building on this success, Kepsa's overarching goal in the future is to improve Kenya's global competitiveness by continuously improving the business environment. The private-public dialogues, together with thought leadership, will be enhanced in a quest to achieve Kenya's competitive agenda, anchored around 1, ensuring that the cost of material inputs for businesses offer competitive advantage to Kenyan companies by reviewing the cost of compliance that take the form of administrative costs, taxes, and regulation. Secondly, efficiency of utilities, water, energy, telecoms, as Sakaja said, in their distribution, consistency and reliability of service provision. Institutional policy and regulatory burden significantly increase the cost of service delivery, which the utilities pass on to their clients. And 3, supporting high productivity by evaluating and reviewing labor costs compared to East Asia, that is emerging as commanding the global growth market in the next decade by 50% against price increases and political uncertainty in Eastern Europe and the Middle East. And 4, trade and logistics that facilitate competitiveness, ensuring that inbound and outbound national transportation networks, roads, railways, ports, airports, marine, and so on, attain cost efficiency by improving facilities for production, e.g. special economic zones, industrial parks, export promotion zones, urban and peri-urban industrial areas, and so on. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, affordable cost of finance to spur business growth, targeting the export market. This will include examining capital and operational expenditure, financing of trade facilities critical in the drive for competitiveness and openness of the market. I do believe that Kepsa will champion the growth of this economy, Kenyan economy as a whole, if indeed, as they have done and as their program shows, and I look at it very carefully, all these initiatives are successful. I thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you for listening to me. I'm sorry, being partly a professor and a governor, when I got opportunity to speak as a professor, I take too long. Pole.